We are awaiting the arrival of the Carroll Academy Rebels, and we're just a few minutes away from the golf.
Hey, I got to say hello. You and I both have to say a big hello to a couple of... Oh. Okay. We didn't know exactly what was happening there. I know back over behind the levee for a few years now, as a little gathering, headed up by Ronnie Barron and Scott Spradlin. And I guarantee you, they probably have some iced tea and some peanuts and maybe a steak or a bologna sandwich, and they're going to rear back and listen to the game tonight. We just want them to know that we're thinking about them, okay?
Absolutely. Ronnie and Scott, have a good time over there tonight. Just don't get in any trouble. Stay off the road after you have those iced teas. Coach will kick off. Carroll Academy's on the football field. We are waiting as they are coming on to the strums of Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
That's it, WWF.
WWF.
I saw Hulk Hogan in the dressing room.
And we will now have our national anthem as Lee Academy's football team is getting on to the Lee Academy's kickoff team is getting onto the field as we await the playing of our national anthem, which we will have right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for an invitation to be given by the Rebels?
And our They were informing me that the Carroll Academy is called the Rebels, and I never would have guessed that because Rebels is spelled out in the middle of the field there.
I just thought maybe you couldn't
Wayne
read.
Bolin gets the kick away, that's going to go out of bounds. So?
That's the best way to stop a run back, but that was an extremely poor kick that time by Wayne. It just came almost straight out of bounds.
Nothing has really changed since last week. In fact, I think Wayne's last 3 kicks have gone out of bounds. The 2 on the final kickoff against Washington and the first one here.
It would appear that they're going to take it at the 31-yard line.
So that's where the Carroll Academy Rebels first down and 10 yards to go from their own 31.
Looks to me like I thought it always went out to the 35, but I mean that's...
Yeah, I think it's supposed to go to the 35.
I didn't think it went out where it went out of bounds. You got the ball at the 35-yard line if you accepted the... you had the option to re-kick or put it on the 35. And it looks like now they're going to put it out on the 35-yard line. And it's not the fog moving in yet, Albert, that caused that confusion.
Well, that's really kind of a semi-bad sign for the officials. Carroll Academy is in a double wing formation. Now they shift. They send a wide receiver to the left, wide receiver right, I formation. Colts are in a 5-man front. They're going to give it to the tailback, and he's going to get yardage out over the 40-yard line to about the 45, gain of about 10 yards on the play. That's number 27, Jeremy Beckwith, as they just knocked the Lee Academy Colt defensive front off the football, picked up good yardage, first down and 10 to go for Carroll.
It's going to be extremely hard sometimes to see who can win the battle of the trenches on a field that's so wet and sloppy as this is, but good straight-ahead blocking that time by the Rebels.
Beckwith actually slipped before he got the handoff that time.
Sure did.
They line up wide receiver right, wide receiver left, I formation. Coach still in a 5-man front. And the quarterback's going to fumble the football. It's going to get back on it. It's going to be tackled for a loss back inside the 45 at about the 44. We're probably going to see a lot of that tonight, Rich, as that football is going to be wet. That's going to be a loss of about a yard on the play. Brings up second down 11. Football game is just underway. 11:20 to go in the first quarter. No score.
Boy, you're going to have a good time tomorrow.
Yeah, I am, Rich. And we'll talk about that later. The Carroll Rebels break huddle, and they line up in a 2-tight formation, power I. Colts in a 5-man front, expecting to run. They're going to run the option. And they give the football to Beckwith, wide off right guard. And Beckwith struggles out over to going to get close to midfield and going to get about 4 yards, maybe 5 on the play, 6 yards on the play before the Colts finally bring him down. That's a big rug.
Oh, I'm telling you what, they got good size on them, good speed. They're quick, and they just powered their way up about 6 yards. They're going to make it 3rd down and 4 with 10.5 minutes to go in the first half.
3rd and 4 for Carroll Academy Rebels. Colts have stayed in their 5-man front. Jason Carpenter and Stoney Stonestreet are the inside linebackers. Scott Flowers is not playing tonight. Jack Laney and Chet Stanley are the defensive ends. They're in a shift now and send wide receiver left, slot to the left, and out of the I formation still. Give the football to the tailback, and he's going to fight. It's going to be short of the first down by about a yard. Good tackle that time by number 33, Stony Stonestreet. It's going to bring up 4th down and about a yard. So we'll see what the Carroll Academy Rebels do here on 4th and a yard. Looks like they're going to
go for it.
They're going to go for it as they get their quarterback, number 7, Jeremy Jones, back into the football game. This may be something here where they try to draw us off sides, as they've been in the huddle for a long time. 9:36 to go in the first quarter. And they come out.
They're about to eat up a delay of game.
In a power I formation. And the Colts are in a 6-man front. And quarterback Jones is trying to draw the Colts offside. The Colts are not biting. And that's going to be a delay of game against Carroll. They should have gone and run that play, Rich. 4th down and a yard, 9:20 to go in the first quarter. Carroll Academy will be forced to punt after taking a delay of game.
Tell you, as well as they move the ball over that right side of the line a couple of times that series, I think, like you said, should have gone ahead and run the play instead of taking a delay. At least try to pick up at 1 yard they needed.
Colts get Wayne Bolden and Bradley Gordon deep, both with blazing speed, and they're standing at about the 20. And Carroll Academy will punt. He gets a good snap, and he gets the punt away, almost blocked. And it's a line drive kick that's fielded by Gordon. And Gordon's trying to get to the corner, and Bradley Gordon got to the corner, and he has got blazing speed, and he's into Carroll Academy's territory and runs the football inside the 50 down to about the 40-yard line before he's drugged down. And he got a good block down there from Wayne Bolden, it looked like, at the corner, Rich. That'll show up Thursday night. Colts are in business, 1st down and 10. And Carroll Academy will punt. He gets a good snap, and he gets the punt away, almost blocked. And it's a line drive kick that's fielded by Gordon. And runs the football inside the 50 down to about the 40-yard line before he's drugged down. And he got a good block down there from Wayne Bolden, it looked like, at the corner, Rich. That'll show up Thursday night. Colts are in business, 1st down and 10 yards to go from Carroll's 42.
Good special team return that time. The Colts were set up well for that punt return. Bradley Gordon just took it, went down the right side, had a good wall set up, good blocking, and ran into a little bit of traffic around the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Colts on the 42-yard line of the Rebels.
Wide receiver left, slot left. That's Bolden and D's. I formation for the Colts. Gordon close, Terman deep. 4-man front for Carroll. We're going to give the football to the fullback, Gordon, and he's going to get to the 40, and that's all. Might have got a yard on the play before he's knocked down by Carroll Academy's front four there. And this for sure is not the same Lee Academy team that started the year, Rich.
Oh, it's not at all. It's not the same team that we saw 3 weeks ago, really. I mean, the Colts have really come on strong in the last 2 weeks. Big emotional wins against Indianola and Washington.
Wayne Bolden goes wide right. George Miller's wide to the left. Gordon's close, and Chris Terman's deep out of the eye. Carroll Academy in a 5-man front now, and Duff barking out his signals, may be checking off. And we're going to run the option. We're going to pitch it out here to Terman. And Terman's going to be drugged down by the jersey at the line of scrimmage and brings up 3rd down and 9. Carroll Academy played the option well, Rich, and drugged Chris Terman down for no gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in a scoreless ball game in the first quarter. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to bring in, I couldn't tell, post right in my way.
They bring Chris Lively into the football game. And Lively, we go to a trip receiver set now. We've got 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 wide receiver to the right. and we're in a split backfield, and Carroll Academy is in a 4-man front. And Duff sprints to the left to throw, and he looks and throws. It's going to be incomplete, and it's going to be pass interference against Carroll. Youngster got there a little quick. It's going to be a 5-yard first down for the Lee Academy Colts, as Duff was right on target.
Oh, Duff was right on target. Ivy D's ran a good pattern that time, too. Coming back a little bit to Duff, but like you said, the Rebel defender got there just a little bit before the ball did. It'll be pass interference. It'll bring up a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. First down.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. 7:24 to go in the first period. No score. Colts get Chet Stanley, George Miller into the football game. Colts playing a lot of receivers here tonight. 7:24 to go in the first quarter. Clock is running. Colts break huddle. Send George Miller wide to the left. Wayne Bowling goes wide to the right. And Gordon is close. And Chris Dermon's deep out of the I formation. And they're in a 5-man front. Tight end Sanders lined up on the left-hand side. Duff, marking out his signals, is going to give it on misdirection to Terman. And Chris Terman is met in the backfield by number 20. That's Chris Pope, their fullback and inside linebacker, as he shot up there and met Terman for about a 4 or 5 yard loss. Good defensive play there by Pope. Loss of 6 on the play, second down and 16. First quarter's almost halfway over. Coach Ray Cuddle, send Wayne Bowling wide left, Ivy D slot left. Split backfield now behind Duff, and they're in front, and Duff sprints to the left, looking, throws the football deep downfield, intended for Wayne Bowling. He dropped it. Right in his hands, wide open, and Wayne Bowling just dropped it.
Well, Wayne Bowling had gotten behind the Rebel defender at about the goal line, and Andrew Duff threw a great pass, and it just went right through his hands.
And brings up fourth down and 16 yards to go. Third down and 16 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. See what comes. 1 and 2.
1
and 3.
2. This Canadian football only has 3, but this one goes ahead and has 4.
Third down and 15 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. We break huddle, and we send Bip Roberts to the left. Ivy D's is wide to the right. Now he's going to come back and get in the slot, and Colts are going to have to call timeout. Timeout's on the field. Colts, no score, 6:20 to go in the first. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Colts break collar, wide receiver left slot, split backfield, 4-man front for Carroll. Motion in the form of Ivy D's back to the right. Straight back to throw, and throws it on a little screen out here to Wayne Bowling. Wayne Bowling drops it again. So that'll bring up down, fourth down and about 15 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Colts receivers having a little trouble holding on to the football here tonight, as I'm sure that football weighs about 10 pounds.
I imagine it does. The Rebels, though, were in a good defensive posture that time because it was not going to go for much gain that time because it was just closing too fast.
Wayne Bowling will stand at about the 45-yard line to punt this punt away. Carroll Academy is expecting a fake, and the snap is back. It's a good snap, and Wayne Bowling gets the kick away, and it's kind of going to go squibbing out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line down to about the 12. It's hard to tell there as the rain has washed a lot of the markings away here tonight. But Carroll, after making a good defensive stand, will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from, looks like their own, what's it look like, Rich, 12?
I think about 15.
15. Colt defense will be in a 5-man front. John Martin Harris is playing nose tackle out there for the Colts. And Carroll is in that double wing formation. They'll shift into 1 wide receiver left, 1 wide receiver right, I formation. Quarterback Jones is going to give it inside to the fullback Pope, and he's right up the middle and breaks a tackle, and down the sideline he goes. He's going to be knocked out of bounds close to midfield. Tackled over there by Jack Laney, it looks like, along with Christian Preuss for the Lee Academy Colts. So a good run right up the middle by Pope. That youngster is 5'9", 194-pound senior and a hard runner.
I tell you what, he was a hard runner that time. A lot of mass moving toward the goal line, and he was hard to bring down.
Colts have it first down. Rebels have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 49. And they break huddle and send a wide receiver to the right and a slot to the right. And they're in a split backfield behind Jones, the senior quarterback. Colts are in a 5-man front still, and they're going to give it right up the middle again to Pope. And Pope's going to get to the corner and is going to pick up pretty good yardage inside of Lee Academy Colts territory down to about the 45 before Stonestreet and Christian Preuss bring him down. Gain of about 7 on the play brings up 2nd and 3. So they're having their way up the middle of the Lee Academy defense right now. 2nd down and 3 yards to go.
Preuss.
Carroll Academy Rebels break huddle, send wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Colts still in their 5-man front, split backfield behind Jones. On 2nd down and 3, they're going to take the football and give it up the middle to Beckwith, and Beckwith's going to be tackled. It may be short of the first down, but it's going to be close to the first down. Bradley Rybold on the stop for the Lee Academy Colts. 4:48 to go in the first quarter. Clock is moving. Carroll Academy is moving also. 3rd and a long one for Carroll, as they get that big number 52 Fair back into the football game, and there was no question in my mind where I'd run this football, where I Carroll.
Right over guard.
52. And they line up with Pope and Beckwith behind Jones. They bring motion back to the right. Colts defense is looking at something. They hand the football. It goes on the other side to Beckwith, and the Colts, Jack Laney tackles him inside the 30 down at about the 28 or the 29. So they did not run over Fair. They ran over the left guard and got first down yardage inside of Lee Academy Colts 30 down to the 28.
Tell you, Michael Fair did a good job that time, though, coming across and sealing off a running lane for Pope. He just, as big as he is, it doesn't take a lot of him to seal off a running lane, and that's exactly what he did. Opened up a nice hole for the Rebels.
Good drive for the Carroll Academy Rebels. They bring motion back to the left again. Colts in their 5-man front. They give it off the right side to Beckwith, and he runs the football inside of Lee Academy Colts 25-yard line down to the 20 before he's knocked down. And they'll have it right on the 20, and it'll be short of the first down by about 2 yards, by about 3 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 3 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels. 3:42 to go in the first quarter.
65 yards in about 5 plays, moving pretty well at ease right now against the Colt defense.
They line up in the I formation. They have a wide receiver right and a wide receiver left. Jones is under center. Will take the football and give it to Pope. Pope fights inside the 20, and he'll be tackled short of the 15-yard line, but he'll get very close to first down yardage. Let's give him the 18-yard line, and that's going to be close to first down yardage. I think it's going to be a little bit short, Rich, by about a yard. Very, very difficult to see the yardage markers as the referees are calling timeout for a measurement. So Carroll's put together a good drive here on their second possession of the night, and they've driven from their own 15 to Lee Academy Colts 18. And we'll see if it's 3rd down in less than a yard or 1st and 10.
Looking for the 3rd first down of this drive. Of course, the first one was a big long run by the fullback, the 35 yards or so. And then they've just methodically moved it on in from around the 50-yard line down to almost a first down. And it is
short by about 1 inch.
1 inch short.
3rd down and less than a yard to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels. John Martin Harris checks into the football game for the Colts. Bring out Christian Preuss, which means we'll go to our goal line defense, take one of our defensive backs out of the game. This is definitely 4-down territory here, Rich. It's 3rd down and less than a yard to go for Carroll. They line up in a double wing formation, 2 wide receivers and 2 slot backs. No running backs. Now they bring motion back to the right, and Jones is going to run a quarterback sneak. He almost fumbled the snap, but he's going to get the first down yardage as he gets down to about the 16-yard line, and Carroll will have it right there, 1st down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 16.
And John Martin Harris that time in on the stop for the Colts.
2:59 to go in the first quarter. Carroll has done it all on the ground.
Every bit of it.
John Martin Harris is limping out of the football game. And Carroll Academy has Brakes Huddle, wide receiver right, wide receiver left, split backfield behind Jones. Coach still in a 5-man front. And they're going to give it to Beckwith, and Beckwith's going to be tackled by Bradley Gordon as he gets just inside the 15-yard line and picked up and unceremoniously dumped on the ground at about the 14, gain of about 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8.
Bradley said, thank you very much for coming my way, but I believe I'll just pick you up and lay you down.
2nd and 8 for Carroll, 2:20 to go in the first quarter, no score. Carroll knocking on the door. Carroll's fixing to have to call time. Didn't have enough players on the field. Carroll Academy calls time. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt Football. Yeah. Carroll Academy takes it to the corner, and Wayne Boland's going to drag down Pope for a loss of about a yard on the play. We were trying to straighten out some of the playoff possibilities here for the Carroll press box. A little late getting back on the air. 3rd down and 9 yards to go now for the Carroll Academy Rebels.
You've got the Kirk Raiders on your mind right now.
Carroll Academy sends a youngster into the football game, and they'll break huddle on 3rd down and 9. They send a wide receiver to the right, slot to the right. 1 running back behind Jones. They've got trip receivers to the right. Colt. Jones sprints to the right to throw. Looking, being pressured by Stanley, and throws the football down into the end zone. It's going to be intercepted and dropped by Bradley Gordon. Football is wet and heavy and looked like it slipped out of Jones's hands, Rich.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be a difficult night passing because it's so sloppy out there. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye there. One of the red-shirted Rebels was coming right back across the middle of the field and was fairly wide open for a moment there. But they're going to try a field goal here at 4th and 9 with 1:15 to go in the first quarter.
They've got it teed up at about the 22-yard line, so this will be a 32-yard field goal attempt by number 3, Marcus Singleton. You're waiting the pass back from center. It's back. It's a good snap. He gets this blocked. It's blocked, and it's going to be picked up by Laney. And down the sidelines, Jack Laney goes, and Jack Laney's going to be inside of Carroll's territory and will be dragged down inside the 40 at about the 35. Number 3, Marcus Singleton. You're waiting. Jack Laney's going to be inside of Carroll's territory and will be dragged down inside the 40 at about the 35. Wayne Boland got in there and blocked it. And Jack Laney picked it up off the ground and ran the football inside of Carroll Academy's territory down to about the 38-yard line.
I tell you what, it looked like Jack Laney was about the only one who knew what to do with the blocked field goal.
Yeah, everybody stopped.
Everybody just stopped playing. They kind of looked around. Jack said, well, I'll take it and run it. And did you notice who ran him down from behind?
Number 52.
Michael Fair.
6'2", 238.
245.
245, I'm sorry.
Coach Bray Cuttle send Wayne Bolin wide to the left, Ivy Dees wide to the right. Coach hadn't shown any propensity to move the football, however. 5-man front for Carroll. We run the outside handoff to Stone Street. Stone Street fights inside the 30, down to about the 27 to the 26-yard line. Very, very hard to see these lines again. We'll have to tell you that on the front end.
First down.
That's going to be a pickup of about 11 or 12 on the play. First down yardage for Stone Street as we give it to him on the outside veer. This is Stone Street's first running action of the night, as he did not start the football game at fullback. Now we've got Stone Street at fullback and Bradley Gordon at tailback. Wayne Bolin's wide left. George Miller's wide to the right. Tight end Stanley is lined up on the right-hand side. Lee Academy coach side of the I formation. Duff looking at a 5-man Carroll Academy front. Is going to give the football to Stone Street again, and Stone Street runs hard inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 24. Well, this has been a football game that has ebbed and flowed emotion-wise, Rich.
Of what? Ebb and flow? Emotions.
First quarter's over, no score. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. On the first play of the second quarter, Stone Street barrels over left tackle and picks up about 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up third down now for the Colts. Third down and a long 2, maybe a short 3. 11:39, 8 to go in the first half of the football game. Wet field out there tonight, Rich. 2 pretty good football teams.
2 real good football teams.
Coach Bray Cuttle send a wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Stone Street close, Gordon's deep out of the eye. And they're in a 4-man front. And Duff going to take the football, going to run the option, going to keep it, going to be drugged down, going to fumble, and Carroll's going to get it. Number 52, Michael Fair, 6'2", 245-pound inside linebacker, hit Andrew Duff. He fumbled the football, and Carroll Academy takes over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 20.
Looked to me like Fair really came in and wrapped his arms around him and just kind of stripped the ball down the side of Duff's body, and Andrew just dropped it. One of probably several fumbles that we may see tonight because of the game conditions.
Carroll breaks huddle, sends a wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Colts are in a 5-man front. They're in an I formation. Jones, there's a flag on the play. I believe the Colts might have lined up in the neutral zone, and it is going to be encroachment against the Lee Academy Colts. That'll be a 5-yard step off, make it first down and 5 for the Carroll Academy Rebels. No score in the football game, 10:59 to go in the first half. Out of the I formation, Carroll's going to give the football to the fullback. He bursts into the secondary and is going to break away and going to run the football out to the 45-yard line before Wayne Bolin and brings him down. And they're just doing a good job up front, Rich.
Oh, yeah, they're just blocking straight ahead, sealing off the lanes and allowing the running backs to just kind of pick a nice hole and run through it. And Pope is doing a good job of that.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Rebels from their own 45. It's no score in the football game, but they have really run over us in the first half. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Colts in a 5-man front. I formation again for Jones, may be checking off. Give the football off right tackle to their tailback Beckwith. And Beckwith's going to be knocked down, as you might have got maybe 2 yards on the play. Close to 3, over the 45 to the 47 before he's knocked down. Rybolt in on the stop for the Lee Academy Colts. 10:10 to go in the first half. Gain of about 2 on the play. Second down and 8 yards to go. Carroll breaks huddle, and they have trip receivers to this side. And one running back behind Jones. They give the football to the fullback Pope, and this time he's not going to get much. Maybe a yard or 2 on the play. Good defensive play there by the Lee Academy Colt front. Chet Stanley in there, gain of about 2 on the play, brings up third down and 6.
Tell you, it's good to see Chet back out on the field tonight. He was kind of sitting in the never land last Friday night, but he's back with us.
I understand he was hurt on that play when he missed the pass and fell back and hit the back of his head on the ground. Pope comes out of the game for Carroll. That's good news for the Lee Academy Colts. As they're in a split backfield, wide receiver left, slot left. They send motion back to the right. Jones is straight back in the pocket to throw, trying to set a screen up. Gets it set up to Beckwith. He fumbles the football, but they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Colts had it defensed pretty good anyway, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Carroll Academy Rebels. 4th down and about 6 as they get their punting team into the football game. Number 1, Tommy Acey, good athlete, remember him from last year, checks into the football game to punt. Lee Academy Colts will get Gordon and Bolin, both with blazing speed back, and they're standing about the 20. Colts may be expecting a fake here. Snap is back, gets a good snap. Acey's going to get the kick away. And it's a good kick that's going to bounce in Lee Academy territory, take a good Carroll Academy bounce, and then stop like one of my wedges over there and sort of spin back a little bit.
You mean it went to the right?
Colts have it. 1st down and 10 yards to go.
Only some of our own gang would know what that means.
From
Albert.
about the 16-yard line, like say hello to all the Kennel Ration group back listening in Clarksdale tonight.
I hope they're listening to us.
Let's call it the 15. 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. 9 minutes and 1 second to go in the first half. No score. Colts break huddle. This time we got Gordon in the game along with Turman. We got 3 wide receivers in the game. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Duff may be checking off, looking at a 4-man front, and we give it inside to Gordon. And Gordon's going to be stopped for no gain. Might have got a yard on the play, as Carroll Academy is doing a good job up front. That's number 20, Chris Pope, that youngster, that fullback, a hard-running fullback that also plays inside linebacker and does a really good job for the Carroll Rebels. Gain of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. No score. It's wet over here. Fog's rolling
and
in.
it's hard to find. Some of us had a hard time.
Wide receiver left, wide receiver right for the Colts. Split backfield. We're going to give it to the fullback, and he's going to be stopped for no gain. That was Bradley Gordon. And Gordon gets up a little slow. Helped up by Ricky Lewis. Bradley Gordon's nursing a hurt ankle, as everybody knows. George Miller checks into the football game for the Lee Academy Colts, bringing out Ivy Dees. Gordon shaking off the hurt ankle there, limps up to his position in the split backfield. On 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Colts. 4-man front for Carroll. Duff may be checking off. He's going to give the football on the inside handoff to Turman. Turman's going to bounce out over the 20 to about the 22 or the 23 before he's knocked down. It's going to be short of the 1st down yardage for the Lee Academy Colts. And Turman's a little slow getting up. And he limps back and brings up 4th down and 3 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Colts get their punting team into the football game. Wayne Bolin will punt. Jack Laney will snap. And they get number 27, Jeremy Beckwith, back to receive this kick. It looks like they're going to try to block it. We get a good snap, and Wayne Bolin gets the kick away, and it's a good kick that Beckwith's going to let bounce into Carroll Academy territory. Takes a really good Lee Academy Colt bounce down at the 40-yard line. Good kick by Wayne.
Excellent kick by Wayne that time, a kick of about 40 yards, so Wayne did himself a good number. The Rebels from Carroll Academy would take over with 6:53 to go in the first half. No score. 1st and 10.
6:53 to go in the first half. Carroll takes over at their own 40.
3 possessions each so far in the first half, Albert.
Carroll breaks huddle, sends a wide receiver to the right, slot to the right. And out of the split backfield, tight ends lined up on the left-hand side. Jones is under the center and going to give the football to Pope. And Pope fights over the 45 to about the 46 before number 34, Jason Carpenter, brings him down. And Pope's a little bit slow getting up. No, that's number 10, the tight end. Brent Avance a little getting up, shaking his ankle off, and number 34 will come in, take his place. Looks like Avant may be nursing an ankle too, Rich, as he's got it taped up there.
Taped pretty heavily there, so, and he's walking rather gingerly off, and I'm sure he's going to give it a little break up to it.
The Colts know about hurt ankles. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Carroll in the split backfield. Jones under center. We'll take the football and give it to the full number 27, Beckwith. And Beckwith's not going to get the first downs. He gets tackled at about the 47 or the 48-yard line, short of the first down by about 2. Let's call it by 3. Third down and 3 yards to go. 6 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Very fast-moving game. Carroll breaks huddle. They send a wide receiver to the left and a slot to the left. And they're in the split backfield again. Jones is under center. Colts in a 5-man front. And they give it to Beckwith. And Beckwith's going to get the first down into Lee Academy Colt territory at about the 45. Good tackle out there by the Lee Academy coach, Christian Preuss, I believe. And I'm trying to get his number there. It was Christian Preuss, but Beckwith gets first down yardage inside of Lee Academy Colt territory at the 49. Carroll's driving again. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. No score.
Fourth possession for Carroll in the first half. 2 of them had ended in punts, and 1 was a blocked field goal. So, again, they're moving the ball well on the ground. Let's see if the Colt defense can stiffen up here.
Carroll breaks huddle, wide receiver left, wide receiver right, I formation, motion back to the left. They're going to give the football to Pope. They got running room again inside of Lee Academy Colts territory, inside the 40, inside the 30, down to about the 28. Colts can't tackle him. Youngster's a good runner, number 20, Chris Pope. He's 5'9", weighs 194 pounds. And the Colts are having trouble bringing him down. First down and 10 yards to go for Carroll inside of Lee Academy Colts 20 at the 19.
19-yard run by Pope. First down, Rebels.
Rebels break huddle, send a wide receiver to the right, wide receiver to the left. They've got a slot to the, now they've moved Beckwith back in the I formation. Now they move him down in the slot. They got 3 receivers in the game. Fullback Pope is behind. And they're going to bring motion. They're going to give the football to Pope again. This time Pope's not going to get much, as the Colts are going to tackle him. Number 66 looks like Russell Harris, along with Jason Carpenter. And number 84, Chet Stanley, getting up off the bottom of the pile. Gain of about 2 on the play. Second down and 8 yards to go for Carroll. .4:17 to go in the first half. Carroll spending a lot of time in the huddle, Rich. They're getting close to a delay of game here. They send a wide receiver to the right, slot to the right. Split backfield behind Jones. Tight ends lined up on the left-hand side. Second down and 8 yards to go. They give it to Beckwith. Beckwith slips.
27, Beckwith on the carry.
Jeremy Beckwith just coming around the left side, just lost his footing there trying to make his cut, and they're going to give him probably about a yard, maybe half yard on the play.
Brings up third down and 7.
3:43 to go in the first half.
Beckwith looks like he might have turned his ankle a little bit.
Ball's on the Colt 26-yard line.
Third down and 7. Carroll breaks huddle, sends a wide receiver to the right. They've got 2 wide receivers, 1 right, 1 left, 2 slot men, 1 right, 1 left. Jones brings motion. And they're straight back in the pocket to throw, looking over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. And that'll bring up fourth down for Carroll. Looked like they brought their split in motion, Rich. That should have been illegal procedure there. That guy was lined up on the line because they had a slot man in there. But the official didn't call it. Looks like Coach Weiss is over there pointing it out to him. 3:13 to go in the first half. They'll go for it here on 4th and 7. They break huddle, send a wide receiver to the right, wide receiver to the left. They line up with a slot man to the left, slot man to the right. Now, if that split end comes in motion out there, he's illegal procedure. Now, this time they bring the slot man, throw it to the tight end, and he caught it. And he's inside of Lee Academy. He's inside the first down marker, and he'll have a first down easily before Wayne Bolin knocks him down. Looks like he is at about the
14-yard line, I think.
13 or 14-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go for Carroll. No score in the football game. 3:04 to go in the first half. Russell Harris checked into the football game for Christian Preuss. And Carroll's got it first down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 15. They're in an I formation. Wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Beckwith's side of the game. They're going to give this to Pope. That's who they give it to, right off right tackle, right guard. And he got maybe a yard or two on the play before the Colts knock him down. Let's give him 2 yards on the play, make it second down and 8 yards to go. 2:29 to go in the first half. Colts need the clock to move as the fog rolls in.
Well, actually, that fog that we're seeing right there is just the coming off the players. You notice the fog is nowhere else but right around the players. A little cloud among the players.
Good. Second down and 8 for Carroll. 2:07 to go in the first half. And somebody was in motion or somebody was in the neutral zone. We'll wait and see what happens here.
I think they're pointing toward the Rebels. But I was wrong.
It's encroachment against Lee Academy. That's our second call on us tonight for that. That's a 5-yard step off. Somebody on that defensive front is lining up in the neutral zone.
Going to move the ball down to about the 8-yard line.
And we'll make it second down and 3 with 2:05 to go in the first half. Carroll's driving right at the end of the half. They break huddle, send a wide receiver to the left and a slot to the left. And they line up in a split backfield. The Colts in a 6-man front, goal line defense. Second down and 3 yards to go. They're going to give it to Pope, and Pope is not going to get much. Flag on the play. This time I think they're going to be in motion, which will get that 5 yards back. That Chris Pope's a good runner, Rich. He's about the best we've seen.
He's a good one. Hard-nosed, big. They're waving the flag off.
No flag on the play. So, don't understand that call, but he picked up about 1 yard on the play, makes it third down and 2. Minute and 58, third down and 2 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels.
Ball's on about the Colt 8-yard line, it appears. A minute 48 to go in the first half.
They line up in an I formation, one wide receiver behind Jones, and Jones gives the football to Pope, and Pope looks like he might have fumbled. But he did not fumble, but I don't think he got the first down, and it brings up fourth down for Carroll.
I don't think he got any forward progress that time. I think he maybe a half a yard
Might
at
have given
best.
him a half a yard. We'll call it fourth down and 2 yards to go for Carroll. As they're going to get Beckwith back into the football game, they'll go for it here with a minute 18 to go in the first half. Too dangerous to kick a field goal, Rich. The ball's too wet, too slippery out there. Fourth down and 2 yards to go. Big play for the Colt defense. They're 2 tight end formation, 1 wide receiver, split backfield behind Jones. Jones is going to take the football and going to fumble it. The Colts are going to knock him down for a loss, and the Lee Academy Colts are going to hold. Colt defense dodged another bullet with 55 seconds to go. And the Lee Academy Colts are going to hold. Colt defense dodged another bullet with 55 seconds to go in the first half. Colts will take over on downs. First down and 10 yards to go from outside their own 8-yard line at about the, your guess as good as mine, Rich.
Well, I think it's about the 12-yard line. It looks like maybe the 11-yard line. I really can't tell from up here.
Colts will just, I'm sure, will run this clock out here to try to get to halftime tied 0-0.
Boy, it looked like he was just in the process of handing the ball off when he just got hit, and the ball just flew about 8 feet up in the air, and he came down with it. But obviously it was a fourth down play, so the Colts take over. 40 seconds to go in the first half. No score.
Carroll has got to feel bad about not having scored. They have moved the ball up and down the field against us in this first half. Lots of times that can come back to haunt you. Colts are going to give the ball inside to the fullback. He's going to come out over the close to the 15-yard line before he's knocked down. 23 seconds to go in the first half. Clock is running.
And that may very well be the last play we see in the
Coach
first
will be
half.
very satisfied to get to the locker room tied 0-0. 10 seconds. May not have to run another play unless Carroll calls timeout.
I don't know why they'd want to call timeout.
First half is over. We're tied 0-0. Carroll Academy's kickoff receiving team is on the football field. Jeremy Beckwith will be standing at about his own 5. Lee Academy coach get their kickoff team onto the football field.
Hope we have a little bit better effort this time on our kickoff than we did the first time around.
And the fog this time is absolutely moving in.
Yeah, the fog is moving in. Floyd, get a few shots of the fog. It's a bewitching night here in Carroll Academy.
Wayne Bolin has it teed up at the 40. Beckwith standing at about his own 10. Let's try to kick it between the hash marks one time. Awaiting the referee's whistle. Can barely see him down there. And Wayne Bolin. The whistle blows. Carroll Academy is awaiting the kickoff, and Bolin gets the kick away. His best kick of the year. He's going to go back and going to go into the end zone. So Carroll will take it right there. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 20.
Way to go, Wayne. Great kick that time, man. I believe that was his best of the year.
Carroll takes over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 20. So we'll wait and see what adjustments Lee Academy defense makes to try to stop that run right up the middle that Carroll's been running at us. A little trap.
As the fog kind of gets thicker, it's going to kind of take away from your passing game a little bit.
I don't think there's any question about that. Lee Academy is still in a 5-man front, 2 linebackers. Carroll lines up in a power I formation, 2 tight ends. They've made their mind up to run the football at us. Jones is going to give the football to Pope. Pope comes out to the 25 of the 26. Just good running by Chris Pope. Number 20, 5'9", 194-pound fullback. And Chris Pope is a senior.
Doing a good job of following number 52, Mr. Michael Fair, out of that hole, too. And as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, he put both hands around that football because it is easily stripped on a night like this.
Picked up 6 on the play, makes it 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Colts have got an extra defensive lineman in the game, which means we've gone to a 6-man front now. And Carroll is going to take it once again on the power I formation, and Beckwith is going to get close to first down yard. I think he's got it over the 30-yard line. Jason Carpenter with the initial hit. Then Jack Laney along with number 12, Jim Walker, in there for the Colts. Got to the 31, first down and 10 yards to go for Carroll. Carroll gets 2 fresh youngsters into the football game from Coach Tommy Nestor. MC graduate, Mississippi College graduate. And the Colts get their other defensive back in the game, take out Russell Harris. So we go back to a 5-man front. They line up with a wide receiver left and a slot to the left. Jones out of the I formation is going to take the football and run a pitch sweep to Beckwith, and it's back, and he falls down, and the Colts are back there all over it. So it was just a bad pitch, or I couldn't really tell from this angle, Rich, but Beckwith didn't get a hand on it, and that's going to be a big loss back to about the 21-yard line, loss of about 8 on the play. Give it back to the 22.
Tell you, it looked like he just kind of turned in, Jones just turned in through that pitch without really having an awareness of where his trailing back was, and just let him 2 or 3 feet way out in front of him.
Scoreboard's got it 2nd and 17. Looks a little farther than that to me, but that's what we'll call it, 2nd and 17 for the Rebels. They have one running back now behind Jones, and they give it to Pope, and Pope fights out over the 25 to the 26-yard line before Chet Stanley knocks him down. Picks up about 3 or 4 on the play, and that's just a good runner. Chris Pope. 3rd down, and now about 13 yards to go for Carroll. That's number 10, Brent Avant, limps off. He had got his ankle retaped at half, but he's struggling with that ankle, Rich.
Yep.
They have wide receiver right, wide receiver left, and they're in a split backfield now on 3rd and 13. And Jones is going to take the football and fake, going to run a bootleg. Now he's going to try to run the football, and he's going to be knocked down at about the 35 or the 36-yard line, short of the first down. They're going to give him the 36. Had to get over the 40 for a first down. So that'll bring up 4th down for Carroll. So the bad pitch on the sweep hurt Carroll on that drive. And the Colts will get Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon deep. And Carroll Academy Rebels will get Tommy Acey back to standing inside at about his own 20, maybe 21, to punt this football away. 4th and 5 for the Rebels. Good snap. Acey takes it. Gets the kick away. It's a driving kick that's going to take a hop and going to roll inside of Lee Academy Colt territory, inside the 30 down to about the 25. Bradley Might could have caught it on the first hop, but after it bounced the first time, Rich, he showed a lot of wisdom not trying to pick it up.
Not a wet football bouncing around on a wet field. You never know exactly what's going to happen, and handling of the ball on a night like tonight is pretty rough. A good 40-yard punt, though, by Mr. Acey.
To give you some idea about the conditions here tonight, those of you that remember the Washington School game last year, same conditions except the wind's not blowing 40 miles an hour. 8:42 to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st down and 10 for the Colts. They're at their own 23 or 24-yard line. Split backfield. They're in a 4-man front with 3 linebackers. We're going to give the football on the outside veer to Stone Street. And Stone Street bursts out over the 35-yard line, going to get to the 40-yard line. So the Colts spotted something there in that 4-man front that Carroll is running. And Stone Street on the outside veer gets out to the 40 and gets 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. George Miller will check into the football game for the Colts.
That run right there just about equaled the total offensive effort of the Colts in the first half, Albert.
Jack Laney leads the offensive line out. George Miller will go wide to the left. Wayne Bolin will go wide to the right. Stone Street and Turman are split behind senior quarterback Duff, and they're in a 4-man front again with 3 linebackers. Duff may be checking off. He's going to take the football and give it on the inside handoff to Turman, and Turman is just going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Their defensive tackle just whipped our guard.
Oh, there's no question about it. They've just been whipping him all night long. As Mr. Michael Fair again, I tell you what, that's a fine-looking young man there. He's kind of cheerleading. He knows everybody knows his presence when it's on the field.
Loss of about a yard on the play. Loss in less than a yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 11. Wayne Bolin goes wide to the left. Ivy Dees goes wide to the right. We hear Ricky Lewis on the other side over there hollering. Split backfield for the Colts, 4-man front for Carroll. We're going to give the football, we're going to fake the football, and Duff is going to have to eat it, and he's going to get over the 40 at about the 41. So Carroll's playing some pretty good defense against the Lee Academy Colt option. That'll be a gain of about 2 on the play and going to bring up 3rd down and 9, probably a little more than 9. 7:19 to go in the 3rd quarter, no score. 3rd down, let's call it 10, Rich. 3rd and 10 for the Colts. George Miller goes wide right. Wayne Bolin goes wide to the left. 4-man front for Carroll. Split backfield for the Colts. Sprint to the left to throws Duff. He looks, throws it down. It's going to be thrown behind Bolin, and he slipped down and could not come back and get it. He was open. Looks like their plan's a little soft out there on the corners, Rich. We may can come back later and throw something on that, but Colts get their punting team into the football game, and they'll get Beckwith, and he'll get deep, and Wayne Bolin will punt, and Jack Laney will snap. Also back for the Carroll Rebels, number 15, Jacob Upchurch. Is that Upchurch 15, Rich, or 12?
Upchurch.
Bolin gets the snap back, gets a good snap, and gets the kick away. It's an end-over-end kick that's going to be fielded by Upchurch, by Beckwith, and Beckwith is going to be knocked down. At about the 30 or the 31-yard line, Bip Roberts, Russell Harris, good coverage for the Colts. They had a pretty good wall set up, Rich.
They did have a good wall set up coming right back toward us, going down the left side. Lines right in front of their bench, and Bip Roberts there was just, I believe that was Bip, was able to get just a hand on it, just enough to throw him off, whereas lost his balance, knee hit the ground.
I actually think it might have been Russell Harris.
Russell Harris.
Clock is running with 6:44 to go in the third quarter. Carroll's got it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 31. They break huddle, send a wide receiver to the right, slot to the right. Jones under center, going to take the football and give it on a sweep on a off left tackle to Beckwith, and Beckwith's having a lot of trouble standing up. He slipped down about 3 times tonight. Pope doesn't seem to be having much trouble.
Pope's a little bit heavier. He's got a little more traction.
Gain of about a half a yard on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 10. 6:10 to go in the third quarter. No score.
So you'd slip down more often than I would out there.
You're probably right. And
No.
You'd slip down. Never mind. Split backfield for Carroll. Straight back in the pocket to throws Jones. Looking over the middle, throws knocked down by Stony Stone Street. It's going to be almost impossible to throw the football here tonight as that ball is wet. And you could just tell by the way Jeremy Jones went back. It's like he's throwing a shot put. 5:47 to go in the third quarter. Clock is stopped. 3rd and 10.
Tell you, it's getting a little cool over here too, you know. Are you cool? I mean, are you?
I was born cool, Rick. Wide receiver left, slot left. 5-man front for the Colts. They got trip receivers to the left now. One running back behind Jones on 3rd and 10. He's straight back to throw. Looking over the middle. It's going to be dropped by Beckwith. Jason Carpenter with good coverage. Would not have had the first down had he held on to it. And brings up 4th down punting situation for Carroll. And they get AC into the football game, and he'll stand at about the 15 to punt. Colts should get pretty good field position. As we get bowling deep, we got Bradley Gordon moved up there on one of the outside spots now, like we may be going to try to block this thing. 4th down and 10. Good snap. We get through clean and almost got it. Might have got a hand on it. Football is going to roll down, and I don't know what in the world John Martin Harris was doing. But Carroll is going to get it. Should have just let it roll. For some reason, he tried to get back there and get on top of it. He didn't have to. And Carroll gets it. A tremendous break. First down and 10 yards to go from the 40.
Well, a tremendous break from the standpoint that the Colts were fixing to have absolutely their best field position of the night to start a drive with. And like you said, you know, you just don't understand sometimes what goes through the minds of those. But Carroll Academy will come up with the ball 1st and 10, retain possession of it, moving from their own 41-yard line with just under 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of this ball game.
And they have it 1st down and 10. Referees are talking about something here. I think the call is it might not have had a first down. Now they give it to him. Even if it's a blocked punt, it's got to be. They've got to get the yardage necessary for the first down. It was very close, but it was a first down. And they're going to give the football off left tackle to number 27, Beckwith, and he fights and is going to break away, and the Colts can't bring him down. He gets inside of Lee's territory at the 50 down to about the 48. And, man, it is unbelievable how one little play like that can turn a football game around.
Well, it looks like that play right then is going to turn this football around the game momentarily anyway, because Beckwith was hit at about the 45-yard line and just carried a wall of tacklers with him for another 7 or 8 yards.
First down and 10 yards to go for Carroll, and they line up in a power I formation, 2 tight ends. Colts are in a 5-man front. And they're going to give the football to Pope. And he's going to get inside of Lee's 45 down to about the 44 before he's knocked down. Pickup of about 4 on the play, make it 2nd and 6 for Carroll. 4:40 to go in the third quarter, no score. Carroll got a great break a minute ago. They give the football again to Pope, and this time Pope's going to be knocked back by Jason Carpenter along with Richard Lewis. And that's going to be a gain of about a yard on the play, brings up 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels. No score in the football game, 4:14 to go in the third quarter. Boy, why do we try to get back on that block punt, Rich?
Who knows?
4:03 to go, clock is running. They line up on 3rd down and 4 yards to go out of the power I formation. Colts are in a 6-man front. And they're going to take the football and give it to Pope, and Pope's not going to get the first down. He's going to be stopped short of the 40, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oh, I think you're going to see him go for it here on 4th down and about 4th and 4. Well, it looks like he's putting his punt team in.
I think they're going to punt, trying to take field position away from the Colts. Colts had great field position, Rich. They were going to have it.
Hello, we got a football up in here. Wait a minute. All right, let's see. We just had a little injury just happened right here. Albert was hit in the eye by a flying football that came up into the press box. But the Rebels do kick the ball, and Colts will return it and run out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Colts, moving from there. I tell you, I didn't know what in the world had happened here. All of a sudden, a flying obstacle object right in the eyeball. The Colts will have it, Albert, 1st and 10 with 3:04 remaining in the third quarter, moving from about their own 15-yard line. So
Colts will have it at their own 15.
So don't try to catch no foul balls tomorrow night in Atlanta, would you?
I could have caught it. I didn't see it. 3:04 to go in the third quarter, no score. Colts are going to have a little busted play there. And youngster's going to bounce on top of
You're okay?
Andrew Duff, yeah.
Okay.
No gain on the play. Might have lost a little bit on the play. Let's call it 2nd down and 11. Didn't know you had to wear a face mask over here.
I tell you, the cheerleaders upset down there, though. They're kind of pointing up at you. They're saying, I didn't know I could throw it that far.
2nd down and 11. Duff out of the I formation, and they're in a 4-man front. Coach got them spread out pretty good. We've widened our splits a little bit, it looks like. We give it on misdirection to Turman. And Turman breaks one tackle and gets out over the 20-yard line to the 24 or the 25 and is going to get pretty good yardage. Looks like we've widened our splits a little bit, Rich. Trying to spread their defense a little bit.
Trying to move their defensive line out a little bit and give a little more running room.
Pretty good run that time by Turman. Brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Colts. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
In a scoreless ball game.
In a scoreless ball game. Split backfield now for the Colts. We've definitely widened our splits. On 3rd down, and they run into the neutral zone. They're going to draw them off sides, and Colts are going to get a 1st down.
Well, if it's 3rd and 5, they're going to get a 1st down. If it's 3rd and 5.5, it's going to be still 3rd down. But it looks like they're going to move it about just across the 1st down indicator.
Puts it out to about the 26-yard line. Let's call it 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Colts from that point. So really and truly, not getting on the fumble back there hadn't really hurt us except for the 40 yards in field position we gave up.
All right.
Colts break huddle, and we send out of the split backfield, wide receiver right, wide receiver left, Stone Street and Turman. And we're going to sprint to the right to throw. They're blitzing, and Duff is going to get to the 30-yard line, going to gain maybe a couple of yards, and there's a flag on the play.
Andrew Duff on the carry, back by 52, Michael Fair.
I believe this is probably going to be a hold against the Lee Academy Colts. And that's what it is. That'll be a 10-yard step off against the Colts. Holding.
Move the ball back to the 20-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 20. Well, maybe not quite 20, 1st and I'd say 1st and about 19, 18.
Minute 25 to go in the third quarter, no score. Bradley Gordon checks into the football game for the Colts, bringing out Chris Turman. George Miller goes wide to the left. Wayne Bowling goes wide to the right.
You know, we've been doing this a long time. That's the first time I've ever seen that. You getting hit right in square
formation
eye.
for the Colts, 4-man front for Carroll. And we're going to run the option pitch out here to Gordon. Fumbles the football. And let's see who got it. Looks like Gordon got back on it. He did. Loss of more yardage on the play. Colts having trouble running their outside option tonight because of the wetness of the field and of the football. 49 seconds to go in the third quarter. No score. This second down and
It's pass rental here.
Stovall. Second down and at least Sherrod. Colts.
Not quite Benoit, though.
Out of the split backfield. Looking at a 4-man front. And Duff is going to slip down. Fumble the football. And let's see who gets it. Looks like Carroll got it from here. We'll just have to wait until they get up off the bottom of the pile. It'll bring up third down anyway. Our first down for Carroll. And Carroll got it. Colts turn it over inside their own 20. And Carroll Academy takes over first down and 10 yards to go. It looks like from about the 16-yard line.
Really couldn't tell what happened. Looked like Andrew may have just kind of got tripped up by his own, his feet or his offensive lineman's feet and just lost the ball. Made a complete pirouette and just fell.
Pirouette.
That's the only way I know how to say
it.
Fourth
quarter's over, no score. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football.
Let's see, yeah.
On the carry, stopped by 63, Jack Laney. No gain on the play for the Rebels.
On the first play of the fourth quarter, the Carroll Academy Rebels try to run off right tackle with Pope. He picks up about a yard on the play, brings up second down and 9. 11:30 to go in the fourth quarter. We have no score. Carroll's knocking on the door thanks to a Lee Academy turnover. They have a wide receiver left, slot left. Jones is going to throw the football over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for number 1, AC. Pretty good coverage out there by the Lee Academy Colts defensive backs. And the football just fell to the ground. And AC could not hold on. Brings up third and 9.
Good coverage that time by the Colts. Also, the pass appeared to be just a little bit short, and AC had to go low for it and was unable to snag it. So it brings up, as you say, third down.
Hate to keep bringing up losing the field position on the block punt, Rich, but you know, this fumble would have been at the 40 or the 50 instead of inside our own territory. Stanley, that looked like a little hole right there. The football is going to run into the end zone, and youngster scores a touchdown. It looked like Chet Stanley was being held out there on his left defensive end position, but Carroll completes a nice pass and throws it into the end zone and scores a touchdown. Of inside our own territory. Ball is going to run into the end zone, and youngster scores a touchdown. It looked like Chet Stanley was being held out there on his left defensive end position, but Carroll completes a nice pass and throws it into the end zone and scores a touchdown, and they get on top 6-0. Number 3, Marcus Singleton will attempt the extra point. Holding will be AC. Waiting the snap back. It's good. Kicks it up. Kick is good. Carroll nothing. Carroll 7, Lee Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Wayne Bowling and Bradley Gordon are deep to receive Singleton's kick as he approaches the football and gets the kick away, and it's a high kick that's going to be fielded by Bowling at the 10-yard line. And right back up the right sideline comes Bolin, and he breaks over the 40-yard line out to the 41 or the 42-yard line, and he was a step away from carrying that the distance. As Wayne Bolin, with great speed, was tripped up at the 40 and knocked down at the 42-yard line. And the Colts, who struggled on offense all night long, need to get something going right here.
We've not been able to sustain any type drive so far tonight, Albert, in this ball game. And the Colts, behind that nice kickoff return, Gordon should be able to take it and see if they can maintain some ball control and eat up some yardage.
I formation for the Colts, wide receivers right and left. We give the football on the option pitch to Turman. And Turman gets to the corner and breaks into Carroll's secondary. He's inside of Carroll's territory, down inside the 40, down to about the 35.
Be able to take it and see if they can maintain some ball control and eat up some yardage.
I formation for the Colts, wide receivers right and left. Down inside the 40, down to about the 35. I tell you, Rich, I'd like to come over here on the dry field in about 2 weeks and play these guys again.
Oh, yeah. That very well where we could be in 2 weeks, Albert, is right back over here on a Friday night. First round of the playoffs for the North AAA.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts from Carroll Academy's 35-yard line. And the Colts are going to break huddle. And we're going to send Ivy Dees wide to the right. Wayne Bolin is going to go wide to the left. Chris Lively is going to be in the slot to the left. 3 receivers for the Colts, I formation. Duff's under the center. Don't need a turnover. Barking out his signals. Gives the football once again on the option to Turman. Turman got another great block on the corner and cuts inside the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. This is one place that the wet field has really hurt us, Rich, is on our wide option.
That's right, being able to maintain control and get to the corners and making the cuts to go to get hit it upfield.
Pick up about 6 on the play for the Colts, 9:55 to go in the football game. Carroll leads 7-0.
That's about the 2 best back-to-back offensive plays the Colts have had since this game started.
Colts break huddle, send Wayne Bolin wide to the left, Ivy Dees wide to the right. Stone Street and Chris Turman are split behind Duff, and they're still in a 4-man front with 3 linebackers. Colts going to give the football to Stone Street. Down the sidelines he goes. Stone Street's inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 10 or the 12-yard line. So the Colts moving the football after the kickoff from Carroll after Carroll has scored.
Well, that's the 3rd play. They started on their own 42-yard line. They've gotten down to the Rebels' 12-yard line, it appears. So in 3 plays, the Colts have eaten up a lot of acreage out there on that wet football field tonight.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. Football looks like it's about at the 12. We're not sure. Split backfield again for the Colts. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Stone Street and Turman. Tight ends lined up on the left-hand side. We're going to fake it, and Duff's going to be thrown for a loss.
Mr. Carpenter, that time the tackler was just keying in on Andrew Duff, the quarterback, and there was no way that the option was going to fool him on the dive play, so he just came right in on Mr. Duff and took care of him. Loss of about 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 14, 8:54 to go in the ball game, Albert.
Dees goes wide to the right. Wayne Bolin goes wide to the left. Colts have moved the ball better this half than we did in the first. They're still in a 4-man front, and we're in an I formation. Duff is going to take the football and going to run the option pitch. They've got it defense this time. Duff's going to break one tackle, but it's going to be tackled after about maybe a yard or two lost. They had that defense pretty good, Rich.
Oh, had that defense exceptionally well that time. Everybody was in a containment position. Andrew found himself with nowhere to go and picked up a yard on the play. Third down at 13 now.
3rd and 13 for the Colts. We trail 7-0 with 8:15 to go in the football game. This is a good football game, Rich.
Has been a good ball game.
Colts are in the huddle. We're going to break huddle, send Bip Roberts wide to the left. Ivy Dees goes wide to the right. Wayne Bolin will be in the slot to the right. Got good speed on the right side over there. Stone Street close, and Turman's deep out of the eye. They're in a 4-man front, maybe showing blitz. Duff going to run the reverse out here to Bolin. And he's got a little bit of blocking, cuts inside the 10, gets inside the 5, and gets very close to the goal line. So the Colts ran the split end reverse to Wayne Bolin, who can run like a deer. And we get the football inside the 5 down to about the 4 and have it. Blitz. Duff going to run the reverse out here to close to the goal line. So the Colts ran the split end reverse to Wayne Bolin, who can run like a deer. And we get the football inside the 5 down to about the 4 and have it looks very close to first down. We're going to have a measurement here. 7:38 to go in the football game.
Tell you, a lot of that was just individual efforts on Bolin's part because he just really wound up with a crowd over here on the left side as he was cutting back and was able to kind of dance his way into the gaps and move the ball down awful close to a first down.
I believe it's going to be a little short, Rich. It is short, but just by a little bit. It's going to bring up 4th down now for the Colts.
Might be the Bradley Rybolt up the middle run now.
So Colts have it 4th down and less than a yard inside of Carroll Academy's 5-yard line. Looks like at about the 4. And we get a play in from Coach Ricky Weiss.
Along with a host of players coming in, checking
Colts
in
bring
right
2
now.
tight ends into the football game.
The old wishbone.
7:38 to go in the game.
Trailing 7-0.
Trailing 7-0. Big play. Colts with 2 tight ends. Line up in the wishbone formation. Stone Street close. Looks like Carpenter and Turman are deep out of the wishbone. And we run the quarterback sneak, and we're going to get it.
I'm going to tell you what now. I know I don't see a flag on the ground out there.
It looked to me like that he was in motion, but the Colts are going to have the first down.
It really looked to me like Andrew was moving a little quicker than the ball was snapped.
Colts have it first down. I believe we might have got a break there. 7:14 to go in the football game. Carroll leads 7-0. Colts knocking on the door, but that's going to be a hard 3 yards to get against this defense.
7 minutes and 6 seconds to go in this ball game. It's amazing how just a little bit of action on one team's part will bring in the other team.
We have a timeout on the field. So with this timeout, we're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Down and goal to go for the Lee Academy Colts from Carroll Academy's 2-yard line. And Duff is going to take the football out of the wishbone formation and going to give it to Bradley Gordon. And Gordon's going to get close to a touchdown and scores. Finally got the signal. It was a little late. 6:58 to go in the game. Colts have made it 7-6. Non-conference game. We may go for 2 here, Rich.
No, Ivy Dees is already out with the kicking tee, so looked like there wasn't any conversation.
Yeah, okay, I see Coach Weiss over there now telling them to kick. So Ivy Dees will tee it up at the 10 to try to kick the tying point.
And then this is one of our adventure moves most of the year, Albert.
George Miller will hold. Jack Laney will snap. To try to put the tying point on the board. Coach drove the football well after the Carroll Academy scored via the fumble. And there's a delay of game against the Lee Academy Colts. Colts are going to be guilty of delay of game. We wasn't sure if we were going for 2 or 1 there and didn't get our players on the field. And that's a 5-yard step off, and Dees will spot it now at about the 15-yard line. George Miller toes it. Jack Laney snaps it. Ivy Dees kicks it. We're awaiting the snap. It's a high snap. And Miller is going to run to the corner and looks, and Miller is going to be tackled short of the goal line. Did not get it. Carroll still leads 7-6, but the Colts have moved the football well, and we got to hold Carroll this one time. Score 7-6, 6:58 to go in the football game. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Back deep to receive for Carroll will be Beckwith, I'm sure. I can't see him. The kick is away, and it's a high kick that's going to be fielded at about the 20-yard line, and he's trying to get back up the middle. Coach is going to knock him down short of the 40. Might have got over the 40 at about the 41-yard line. Carroll leading 7-6. Needs to get a couple of first downs to keep Lee out of this football game. Colt defense needs to dig in. First down and 10 yards to go for Carroll. They lead 7-6.
Coach showed a good sustained drive at last possession that they had the ball. So they defensively they need to stiffen up here and get the ball back, and they know they can move the football. So let's see what'll happen.
Wide receiver right, wide receiver left for Carroll. They've got the fullback close and tailback deep in the I formation. Colts are in a 6-man front, and they're going to give the football to Pope, and Jason Carpenter's going to stop him for no gain. Number 34, sophomore middle linebacker Jason Carpenter pulled up there and tackled Pope, and that's the first time we've tackled him clean all night.
Jason Carpenter just was waiting on him, stood him up at the line of scrimmage and turned him sideways.
No gain on the play, second down and 10, 6:10 to go in the football game. Colt defense needs to dig in one more time. I believe we can return a punt against these guys, Rich.
We almost broke one earlier.
They break huddle, send a wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Backs are in an I formation. Jones is under the center. He's a good quarterback. Colts still in a 6-man front. We just disregarding the pass completely, and they're going to throw the pass, and we throw it down. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for number 1, Tommy Acey. Football was underthrown by Jones. And brings up third down and 10 yards to go.
I tell you, just another sign of how wet that football is. I don't care if they drive between every play. You just can't, once that moisture gets in that football, it just adds some weight to it, and it just gets slick, and it's hard to handle it on a pass.
Good chance we'll be back over here in 2 weeks. We'll have a healthy Scott Flowers, who has not played a down tonight. And they line up with the wide receiver left, slot left. They bring motion back to the right out of the split backfield. Quarterback's going to take the football and give it to Pope. He's not going to get first down. Might have got maybe 2 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up fourth down.
Tell you what, Albert, one of the better defensive series the Colts have played all night long, moving them three and out on that one. Picked up net one, looks like, about 4 yards on that series. So good job that time defensively by the Colts. They will get the ball back.
Bradley Gordon's up playing off the right corner, which means we're going to try to block his punt, and if he gets a clean lane, he's quick enough to get back there and get it. Snap is back. We do not get through, almost block it, and the kick is away, and it's going to be fair caught by Bolin, and he drops it but gets right back on it. Fell back between his legs. Colts have it first and 10, 5:02 to go in the football game. Got a chance to win, Rich.
That's exactly right. Trailing by 1, 7-6 here with the clock going to be running here just any moment at 5:02 remaining in this ball game. It's been a good ball game. It's been a better second half for the Colts than it was the first half.
I say one thing, the Colts have evened the stats up this half. I'll bet you that. Colts break huddle, send a wide receiver to the right, wide receiver to the left. And we line up in a split backfield behind senior quarterback Duff. And they're in a 4-man front with 4 linebackers, and we give the football to the fullback Stone Street, and he's going to be knocked down short of the 35-yard line to 34, gain of about 2 yards on the play. Brings up second down and 8 yards to go. Coach break huddle, send wide receiver to the left, slot to the left, wide receiver to the right. We're in a 3 wide receiver formation now, and we're in an I formation. They're in a 4-man front. Duff going to take it, run the option to the right side, going to keep it. Going to dance inside the end, going to get a couple of yards, going to get D tackled short of the 40. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 4. 4:10 to go in the football game. For a game that didn't really mean anything, Rich, these two teams played hard.
They have played hard. I tell you what, I think when they get out there at the beginning of the ball game with 48 minutes to play, they're going to play hard.
Wayne Bowling goes wide to the right. 3rd down and 3 yards to go for the Colts. Split backfield. They're in a 5-man front now. That big number Fair has walked up here. We're going to give the football to Stone Street. No, he's going to fake it, going to fumble it, and Carroll's going to get on it. Colts have fumbled again. Turnover bugs hurt us all year, Rich. And Carroll got back on it, and they'll have it 1st down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy Colts 40.
Tell you, the band has been their all-purpose man tonight. Mr. Chris Pope was the one that recovered that fumble. Stoney just didn't get a good exchange that time from Duff.
3:38 to go in the football game. Clock is running.
7-6 is our score.
7-6 is our score. They break huddle. And the Colts are in a 6-man front, and they're 1 wide receiver, split backfield. They're going to get a delay of game here. Colts just got everybody up on the line, and Beckwith is going to run the football inside the 40 down to about the 38 or the 39-yard line before he's knocked down. Colts need to get the ball back quick here, Rich.
Colts really do. They know that the Rebels are going to pretty well keep the ball on the ground with just under 3 minutes to play in this ball game. They're going to be just trying to grind it out on the ground, keep the clock running, get a 1st down or 2.
2nd down and 8. 2:50 to go in the game. Colts have evened the stats up this half, but we haven't been able to even the score up. Their score came on a 15-yard drive after the Colts fumbled. Jones under center, split backfield, 2 tight ends. They're going to give the football to Pope. He's going to fight inside the 35-yard line down to about the 30-yard line before he's knocked down, short of the 1st down by a yard or 2. And there's a timeout on the field called by Carroll. No, timeout by the Colts. He gave the wrong signal. Timeout is on the field. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Raiders, Rebels, with 2:25 to go in the football game. I've called them Raiders about 15 or 20 times tonight, but nobody in Clarksdale cares. Carroll Academy. Split backfield, wide receiver to the right, Colts in a 6-man front. They give the football to Pope, and I don't think he got it. Colts are going to call another timeout. Colts call timeout on 3rd. It's going to be 4th down. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. Once again, Jeff, this is Lee Academy Colt football. Fourth down and less than a yard for Carroll. Colts are in a 6-man front. They're trying to draw us offside. Colts don't bite. They're going to call timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Colts did not bite as they tried to draw us off sides. And they have to take a timeout, 4th and 1. Rich will be on the road next week in Grenada, Mississippi.
Grenada, Mississippi. We'll be on there about 7:20, Kirk Academy.
And then we are playing Raiders, aren't we?
And then we are going to be playing the Raiders next week.
And you'll be on the air at Delta State at...
we'll be on at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon.
As the Delta State Statesmen play
the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. Homecoming for Delta State tomorrow night. So we'll be on the air at 5:30, game time 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And invite everybody to be listening to us.
And they are honoring the 1965
Delta State team, went 8-1. That's kind of back in the years that I was there. Big Joe DeMelfi, pretty good linebacker.
Keep going. You remember anybody else?
Yeah, I remember Joe DeMelfi because he was one of my dorm daddies.
4th down and less than a yard to go. Carroll Academy will go for it. Full house backfield. Colts are an 8-man, 9-man front. And they're going to give the football to, he may fight, might have got it. Still hard to tell. We'll have to wait and see where they spot it. they're going to give him a really good spot, and looks like he's going to have a first down.
I think his initial contact with the line of scrimmage, he did not have it, but his second
We're going to have
effort there-
timeout for a measurement. I think he got it. The league coaching staff is upset about the spot, it looks like. But I believe the football is just inside the 30. So we'll wait and see as they spot it here.
I tell you, he did a good job of hitting and then spinning and spinning to the right there, and I think that second little surge is what probably is going to earn him that first down with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the ball game.
As they put it down, and they stretch the chain, and he got it just by a little bit. Jack Laney slammed his hand into his. Oh, they measured it again.
No, I don't think.
And he still got it. So the Lee Academy Colts are upset about something. The youngsters out there are, but it's a first down for Carroll. 2:10 to go in the football game. Colts trail 7-6. Colts may have one timeout left. .207 to go in the football game. Clock is running. Carroll will now go to their prevent offense as they've got a youngster backed up about 10 yards from the line of scrimmage.
They're going to use maximum advantage of the clock right now. Take all the time they can.
They're going to give the football to Pope, and the Lee Academy Colts defense have stopped him in the second half. But a muffed snap on on an extra point, and the Colts trail 7-6. Colts call timeout.
Which is their last timeout.
Timeout's on the field. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Second down and 10. Quarterback Jones is going to keep it. Going to be thrown for a loss by John Martin Harris. Good play. The Colts are out of timeouts, however. Minute 34 to go in the football game. They'll set the football and give them 25 seconds.
Second down, second and long.
It'll be third down.
Third down.
Clock is in play with 1:19 to go in the football game. Clock is running. They may take a delay here. .104 to go now. They're in a power I formation. Colts are in basically an 11-man front, and they're going to give the football to the big fullback, and he's going to be thrown for a loss again. So the Colts are going to win the battle of the stats the second half, just like Carroll won the battle of the stats the first half. But it's going to bring up fourth down for Carroll. 46 seconds to go. Colts, will, if they can hold them here, will get the ball back for maybe a couple of plays. It's in play at 38 seconds. They do not have to take a snap. They can run it down to 13 seconds and take a delay of game. Jeremy Jones in the huddle. .20 seconds to go. Carroll's going to call a timeout just before they get the delay. And they've already got the delay. Boy, that was about 3 seconds too quick there. And that's going to be a 5-yard step off against Carroll and it'll stop the clock.
Well, obviously that official wasn't looking at the same clock we were looking at, because when they set it in play, it was 38 seconds remaining on the clock, and they should have gotten it down to 13, but he called the delay at 15.
And Carroll Academy calls timeout. Timeout on the field. Colts trail 7-6. Been a good game. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football.
Will take over on their own 41-yard line.
Quarterback Jones falls on it with less than 14 seconds to go in the game. The clock now is at 9. Lee Academy Colts offense is on the football field, fixing to run what could be the last play of the game. We may just throw this into the ground. Clock is running. Duff's under the center. He's straight back to throw. Throws out here to Bolin. Bolin runs the hook and ladder to Gordon, and that's going to be the last play of the game. Gordon runs the football inside of Carroll Academy's territory down to about the 46-yard line, and Carroll Academy wins the football game 7-6, a team we may very well see again in 2 weeks, Rich. Colts lose 7-6. Got anything you want to say before we sign off?
Well, just have a safe trip to Atlanta, and I hope you have a blast over there tomorrow night. And I'll see you next Friday night in Grenada with our contest with Kirk.
And, Jeff, we're going to let you have it. Colts lose 7-6. This has been Lee Academy Colt Football.